right, guys, good morning. Welcome to the Thursday Market Open live trading stream. How's everyone doing this morning? Let me just minimize this. It's all set to be recorded. I had a rush around this morning. Sorry, guys, a little bit late to the show, but it's better late than never. Made breakfast and coffee. That sounds amazing. Yeah, I just had a quick coffee and then I haven't even eaten breakfast, which is bad because that's a part of a routine that I decided to break on this Thursday morning. But it's what it is. I just eat breakfast after the stream. So yeah, I welcome, guys. Welcome to the stream. We're gonna break down. Let's see what SPY does this morning. A lot of volatility again overnight. I suppose Iran's holding out here. Iran's faring pretty well against what's going on over there, and they decided to, I believe, put some mines in the water to stop the boats from going through that stretch. So it's got a big spike in the oil overnight, right? And I think this is going to be a big problem. I don't think Trump understands the problem that he got involved in before jumping into this excursion, as he says. So let's see kind of how the market plays out this morning with SPY. I got SPY on my chart. And we see what kind of information we get as soon as market opens, which it just did. Yeah, I see that. A lot of boats got hit with some rockets. And I think that now is the time to probably protect that area and take over that stretch of water and make sure this doesn't keep on happening to these big cargo ships and big oil ships. And I think this is just going to bring a lot of crap, unnecessary volatility to the market itself, global market. I think it's going to be very affected by this overall. So yeah, I discussed SPY yesterday and I put this fib retracement, and all this fib retracement is this SPY is going to be from that. If you remember Monday, we opened up from the weekend. It was a shit show, right? So we kind of opened up down here about it was like 660, 659 pre-market area. And then we kind of rallied for the rest of the week back up to 683, which is very impressive. And that's where I put this fib retracement. So you can see I put it all the way from the bottom to the top. And that's where I got these levels here on this fib retracement. And this is the box. This yellow box here is where I was aiming for on the put side. Once we started rolling over, I said this is the area between the 50% retracement from that low and high and the 61.8, which is the golden fib level. If we're going to bounce, this is where it's going to bounce from in this fib retracement. We're going to bounce between this box right now. It's either this level, 670, and we bounce here, and this is the low of the week, and we start rallying back up, or we play lower if we lose 670 today. So that's my gameplay for SPY. And intraday, I was mentioning intraday, you can get wicked out of SPY trades. You can get, stopped out with the slightest little bump if you're playing puts. So I kind of just zoom out. Let's zoom out to the bigger picture here. Let's put this is on a 30-minute to an hour time frame. Put a fib retracement on there and get some levels in place so that once we lose those key levels, then we can look to play the downside more and not have to be like looking at the 2-3 minute. We look at the 30-minute and we won't get kind of stopped out because we can see a bigger picture of SPY overall, right? So as you can see, 670 right now is the key level. If you're trying to play the downside of SPY, the continuation to the downside, this is the level I am watching today. If we lose, and you can see it bounced here as soon as we opened here, well, this was actually after hours yesterday, we bounced in pre-market once we opened up, but 670, if we lose 670 right here, and this level right here, then I think we're in for more hurt here. And we're potentially not going to nuke all the way down, but I think we could go down to 666, which we know that's not a great number. and then 661, which is a full retracement to Monday. And that is where I'm going to look to play maybe a swing SPY, or maybe I just day trade it for the whole day and try to capitalize on that move as long as I can. So that will be my move for SPY if we lose 670. If we don't lose 670, I'm not going to try to be in this chop zone of up and down movement on SPY. I'm just going to wait for that to break down. Now, that being said, if we break above 672, say 672.60, we start moving back up, then you can play calls and start trading this, at least a reversal for the day, and start trading this back up towards the mid 670s, right? As soon as we get back above this level here. 666 is a great number. Depends what you believe in, right? So that is my key levels, just zooming out on the 30-minute time frame to play some SPY options. And if we do decide to bump up here, right, get above this 50% retracement, 672.57, then we look for 675. That's kind of where I would target next. And then if we keep ripping back up, maybe Trump talks, maybe we get some good data out. I don't know what could happen in the day. It's just full of fireworks, right? We could play up to 678 even. So these are the target points based on the fib retracement. That's all it is. Very simple stuff here. But that's only in play once we get above 672.60. And at that point, I will look to play 675 calls. And my expiration, I don't play 0 DTEs. I will play tomorrow's expiration, which is Friday the 13th, which is another great day to talk about on top of the 666. So we got some few wonky numbers being talked about today. Now, if we lose 670, I will play 669 puts for 313 as well. And I will day trade them. And I'm just going to give you some ideas. But if you're going to aim for 20% target, then I wouldn't be giving back no more than 20% on my stop loss. It's at least got to be 1 for 1. Preferably, I would say get 20%, stop at 10 to be a little bit less riskier. But it is whatever you're okay trading, how you like to trade. And that's my spill on SPY, right? And you can see it bounce from the 670, so there's no like downside momentum yet. It's still holding that 670 level. When that breaks, let's play some puts and make some money there. Let's crash the market. How are you going to do that? You got some ideas to crash the market, Farouk? Please share. Let's see what my positions are like. Yeah, I'm a peaceful man. I knew you were a peaceful man. That's why I was like, what kind of ideas do you have? Because unless you want to keep on going out there on social media and saying oil's going to $200 a barrel, believe me, it's going to $200 a barrel, and dress up in an army suit, maybe that will bring some spook to the market. But overall, let's see what's going on through the watch list here. If you believe, or we can just watch oil, and when it decides to top out, you can trade this ETF. You can play this ETF up, right? So if oil decides to go to $200 a barrel, just hypothetically say that we still are having problems delivering oil worldwide, oil decides to run even higher. And if you look at past like historical situations where there's wars, throughout the years, you can see big spikes in oil prices, right? So you've seen it go to like 150, you've seen it go to like 125. Right now, it went as high as I think like 126, something like that on Monday. before it decided to crash back below $100. So if we decide that, decide that it decides to run back up and it goes to a new high and it goes to 150 or it goes to 200, and then there's a deal in place where oil decides to flow right through again. The market's not spooked. There's deals in place. Oil is now flowing through the stretch of Hormuz. Then we can decide to play this one. And this one is SCO. And this is the ultra short of crude oil. So if crude oil decides to fall, this stock will decide to pump, right? So it decided to go up. So as you can see right now, when oil topped out about 120s on that Monday pre-market, this stock decided to bottom out around 850 right here. It ran up all the way to about the mid 11. So that is a very quality return on any swing position in a few days. Or even if you want to day trade this, you can day trade because there's volatility in oil, and that's what you want to see to kind of take advantage of a 2x leverage ETF, right? So so if over the weekend, right, over the weekend, oil decides to go higher, then this will decide to fall down lower. And once oil's topped out, this will bottom out. And once that decides to happen, this will then continue to move back up from that bottom. So this is a very nice way to trade oil once it tops out. And why not get a 2x your leverage, right? Why not get 2x the daily move on oil once it falls? You can make 2x that every day. And it resets every single day based on the daily move of oil, right? So if it tops out at say 200, and then for the next month it decides to fall to 150, 120, 180, then this will be 2x that move, and you will see very good returns. So I'm just trying to find you guys an easy way to take advantage of oil, and I don't believe it's to trade to the upside at this point. You may be able to scalp some of the oil to the upside. But if you want to take advantage of the long term, I think oil will decide to fall. And we will obviously fix this problem long term, right, with the oil supply. So that is what I'm going to take advantage of. I'm going to take advantage of something like this. Once oil decides to top out again, I will trade this back up. You still own? Yes. Bumble I do. And it's probably green now from the time that I bought the swing trade just in it like last month or something. So that's good to hear that Bumble's going higher today. Let's have a look. What's it at, man? It hit 424 today. That's very nice. Put this wedge in place too, and it's now popping out of the wedge. Look at that. I love to see these kind of things play out where it's a nice wedge breakout. It's been downtrending like a shit show for like 5 years in a row. And then finally we get a rip and we start to break above that wedge, which as long as we hold above it, could be a very good setup to continue to the upside, start recovering, right? On Bumble. So I grabbed Bumble. I believe it was in the 3s. So I'm a little bit green now. But like the last time Bumble pumped, it went all the way to 8, all the way from 3. So I'd have to dissect the earnings to see if it's really good momentum that could continue, or if it's just like a day or two pump and then it starts to roll over again, or it decides to do this like this. And if that's the case, then let's take advantage of that. Let's trade that up to as high as it goes again. Maybe that goes all the way back to $8 again, which is double your money from this area, even from $4, double your money. So I would probably just watch this for the next couple of days and see if we can hold higher low and we don't just roll back over again on Bumble. But they had earnings yesterday, and obviously they had very good reaction to it. So that's nice to see. Fib retracement, I put from this swing low to the swing high, and that's where I got these levels here from to aim for, right? I always like to have some kind of targets in place to aim for. I'm going to zoom in to SPY now. All right. Let's get rid of some of these lines. Any questions you guys have, let me know. Any charts you want me to look at, I will definitely take a look. If there's a good setup, we can discuss it. We can try to trade it. I'm not here to just ramble all day long. Let's try to help as many of you guys as possible. So 670 is the level, and you can see there's a volume shelf right here as well. It's very weak volume shelf. But that would be the key breakdown, like a 3-minute candle below there would potentially nuke this down to that 666 right there. And above this red line, we trade the calls. So 669 puts for 350. Volatility is great to trade as long as you're on the right side of it, right? So have to follow the trend. So I'm just going to look for, like, we're starting to retest the bottom, that pre-market low. Actually, after hours yesterday's, the lows before it bumped up a little bit. Now I'm looking for this candle to close, a 3-minute candle to close under the black line. And then the next candle is what's going to help me decide whether I should jump into the trade or not. Because if it bumps right back up and we start moving back up, that's a false breakdown. If we get continuation and we get more selling on the next candle, then I will take these puts, 669 puts or 668, if you want to go a little bit more out the money. If you want to be more aggressive, then you take it as soon as the candle just decides to rip down under that 670. This volume is now deciding to break down under this volume shelf, so it's looking very bearish here on SPY. I don't know what Bowen's doing. What's going on with Bowen? Well, that's quite ugly move down. I don't think so. Well, you know, I got levels for Bowen. There's a gap to fill down to 190. There's a while on Bowen, but I got 176, 177, 176 is a nice support for Bowen. It looks pretty ugly if you look at the daily chart. So SPY falling down under 670 looks like it wants to start testing down to 666 as long as we close down here and the next candle doesn't bump right back above that line. This is good to play downside. 190, yeah, I could see 190. There's a gap to fill to 190 on Bowen, and we can look at that chart as well right after this play is done. But this is, look at the increased sell side volume. This is not when you jump in calls, because you're trying to guess the bottom. You're going to get slaughtered here because the sell side volume, the price action is going to follow. It's not going to reverse on the price action if there's a lot of selling like this. So nice clean break under 670. We're down to 668. If you're more aggressive, you made very good profit on that breakdown already. Yeah. Okay. So if we miss that entry, now this is the candle what's going to decide for us to keep falling down Or are we going to bump right back up and start moving back up? Or we retest this line and fall right off. That would be the classic entry right there, the retest of that previous support and a rejection. And then we can grab those puts there a little bit safer because there's a rejection and it's starting to roll. So I'm going to watch for that trade right now. I'm going to queue up 668 puts, actually. I'm going to change this on my end. 668 options. See what we get. That's the reason why I don't jump into that big red candle or when it closes, because you can easily get a little bump up on the next candle, which you don't want to see. SPY puts already down 10% or 15% on that little bump, right? So I want to see that reaction, see the next candle roll off under, and then I take those puts for tomorrow. Going for about $340 a contract. Let's see. So this candle, nice bounce, right? Engulfing that previous candle. That's the volatility you're going to see intraday here. Daily trade in SPY, day trades in SPY contracts. If you look at the bigger picture, it changes your whole mindset of the trade. Instead of this volatility every day. I'm always sick. My kids are sick. Daughter's sick. My son may be getting a little sick. I don't know. Touch and go there. And then, of course, me. I get the back end of that. Let's look at also the equity top movers. Anyone getting any other watch list trades? ATPC is running, ripping right up. If you looked at that trade from the watch list, equity day trades, you can make just as much as you do on option trades. Follow the watch list that I put out, the key breakout levels, and they're not active until we break above those levels and hold above them on the 3-minute or 5-minute time frame. But ATPC entry was above $5.40. We are up to 6+. So all the targets have been hit. So we're up to 630 high of day from $5.40 break. So that is a very nice momentum day trade equity. From the watch list, you can on socials, you can just click on my name and just follow me every day. You get access to it. And then in the Discord, you're going to get more communication, right? More updates throughout the day. If there's any continuation targets, I will update that more in the Discord than on socials. That's kind of the bonus you get. Nikki for president. Yeah, I could do that. I could deal with that. I can vote. I'm a citizen now. I can vote. I'm not going to get kicked out. Thank goodness. Okay, so SPY. Let's see. So we bumped up back into that box. Now this candle, if it rolls over, I'm going to grab 668 puts for tomorrow's expiration. Overall, we're bearish since this sell signal, right? So I made this ribbon indicator based on the 9 and 21 EMA. This is where the signal comes from, and we're still in a bearish condition from this sell signal here. So it's red. As you can see, the ribbon's red, which is bearish. We're in a bearish trend right now, even on the little bumps. We're not getting above the lines, so it's still very bearish. All right, that's what you want to see. If you're trying to grab puts, this is exactly what you want to see, a rollover, rejection off the EMAs, and just rolling back over again. Also, let me share the watch list with you guys in the chat. Man, I was about to put that trade in that. Man, LWLG was one I was so close to putting on the watch list, and it's now breaking out. Can't catch them all. Okay, I'm in the 668 puts. Now I'm going to have a stop in mind here, right? As you can see it break down below, break support again. I'm going to have a stop loss in mind. It could be by, you can do by percentage. You can do 10%, 15%, whatever you're okay with losing if it decides to go against us here. But I'm going to trade this if it decides to go more bullish above the EMAs. If the EMA decides to give us a buy signal, that's where I'm going to stop out. It could be 30%, could be 20%. And I'm okay because I've only bought one contract and I'm willing to add a few more if we get a retest and rejection again. So that's my risk that I'm willing to do personally. Doesn't mean you have to obviously do the same. But things are looking okay. We broke down under support. We got a little signal there saying broke down under support here. So that's looking good for the bears, at least the downside. Let's see if we can get over $4 a contract on those ones. It's up to around 4 right now. Ideally, it'd be good if we can get up to like 440, 450 a contract. Be careful. I'm always careful. When you have kids, you're more careful than ever. You don't do crazy shit anymore. Okay, so we're falling. Those contracts up to about 405. I got in just under 380. My fill was 376. Ideally, we want to bottom out right here. This is where we want to target 666. Ideally, would be the max profit I'm willing just to totally take out my profit. And I'd be super happy with that because that would probably give us 30%, 40% on SPY puts. They're up to 430 a contract, guys. So we got in around, if you got in the 380s, 370s. We're up really nicely now up to 430 a contract. So over 10% here. 438 a contract. That's a nice red follow through candle. 443. We're moving here. So if you're in profit too and you don't want to take a loss now, you can just raise your stop up to break even. So if you do decide to, try to get as much out of it and it goes against us, you're going to just stop out at break even. You're not going to lose anything. Okay, taking a little risk here. Got some green, even some green, some stocks moving up on these on this red day. We got Team is up 4% right now. We got ServiceNow a little bit green. We got Salesforce a little green. So the software sector is getting a little bit of a bounce here today. Whirlpool, which I think is beaten up, is actually turning green today, nice and green. So there's some movement in some of these software companies or beaten down stocks. All right, let's see what we get. We may get a bumpy ride here. I did warn you guys of this from the very beginning. Day trading, day-to-day is going to give you more of a bumpier ride than just zooming out a little bit and playing on the bigger trend. One and done, thank you. NVIDIA puts printing. What else is moving today in the top gainers? What about top losers? I need some more movement here. This candle's a little flat. I need some more re-acceleration of the sell side. Or this may start bumping. Good stuff. 240. That's a really good. Imagine doing that every day consistently. It's $1,000+ a week. Extra goes in your pocket. Or goes to retirement, whatever you decide long term, maybe. Rest and retire. Whirlpool, I think long term is just one that's worth looking at. It's a household sector, right? So Whirlpool is maybe a little bit safer of a stock to get into long term. I know that housing market's not been the greatest, but think about it. People are buying appliances all the time, and we mostly need them, right? So I think maybe a bump in that name, we may see that. Even in red markets, we may see that stock get a little bit of a bump just because of where it's at. It's pretty much 52-week low, and hasn't been that $58 for years and years and years after that offering that they did recently. So could be a good little dip buy opportunity, and maybe one that continues green even in the rough market. Because SPY getting a little bump, so be careful. Those SPY puts are back at entry now, so be very careful. If you don't want to take a loss, you may want to protect that position. They're back at entry again. But as long as we decide to hold below the red, I'm okay. This is, it's not going to break my account, and I'm not going to break my computer because of it. I'm just playing it strictly off of the EMA 9 and 21 on this 3-minute time frame. So if we decide to bump up and we reject off this EMA line, then I may just have one more contract on the rejection down. The new Supreme Leader says the Strait of Hormuz must remain closed. Interesting. Well, that's interesting. So he came out for the first time and said all the US military bases in the Middle East should be closed immediately as those bases will be attacked. Yeah, so his son, so the old Supreme Leader's son is just as bad as his dad. So what would you? Of course, he's not going to be very happy if someone decides to blow up his dad. He's not going to be happy with that, is he? So there's no shock there. So SPY getting a little bump here. This may decide to go to a bull signal. So just if you're in profits, good stuff. If you're a little bit riskier, you may get you may want to keep that stop loss in place very close to you, because if this decides to go green, we may get a little bump up here. that 670 was reclaimed again. So that's not good for the bears, right? Because we wanted to stay below 670. So we reclaimed it, and now we're trying to push back up. Maybe we start to push towards this retracement line, the 50% again, and roll over. We'll see. I know, right? That is hard. I mean, you think about it. I would have definitely made plans to take over that area right away, so that boats could freely go through that stretch of water. But I guess the president didn't do that. Stopped out with tight stop account is up 2% for the day. Okay, doctor, that's decent right there, 2%. What's going on with Roma? Roma's ripping, but let me see that. Yeah, Roma doesn't look great from here. I wonder why. Roma's getting such a big move. Oh, kind of short it because it's saying it's got some kind of restriction on it already. So for ATPC, this is on the watch list. We got already hit the first target, second target, pulling back a little bit. So for that, I want it to get back. It's at 560 right now. I want it to get back above 575 and then take a little scalp trade to 6 again from 575 if we break back above VWAP on the 5 minute. If we don't, then just I'm going to stay away from it until we start to see more buying. But that is the move that I'm looking for now. Above 575 for a move to 6 on the day trade equity, just the shares. See what Nvidia very bearish, like 000 says. It's still reacting very bearish under the EMA 921. We got the crossover here. It has not got above that area and it's widening the gap. So it's still a big move to the downside. Nvidia looks still bearish. SPY still looks bearish as well. We did not get through these lines to go more of a bullish trend. We got rejection again. So we may roll back over here. We have to see if we get through that 670 again and we drop below. Second time around could be a bigger move. We'll see. Yeah, have a good one. That's good. Just take off when you make the money and just take off before you get back into something else and lose it. So you take off. Get out of here, buddy. Take care. If you want to get more involved in like just a consistent strategy, I've put the link in the coaching in the chat for in our Discord. If you want to join the coaching, my coaching every week, live streams, we go over live trading, swings, potential trades that we can take in the next couple of days. That's the link there. Join, just click it, join up, and every Thursday we do the live stream at 11 a.m. Eastern. If there's any live trades, we do it during the stream. If there's any setups that we like that we want to discuss a plan around, we will do it in that stream as well. And then review any trades that we took the week before as well. So, it's all about just as a group, community together, taking advantage of what we can in this market with swing trading. So I do swing trading and then the momentum day trades as well. So join me 11 o'clock every week on Thursdays. It's also recorded. If you can't make it, you're at work and you can't hide in the toilet for an hour, then it's recorded and you can watch it in your own time on the weekend, Fridays, next week, whenever you'd like. It's all available. Or also on socials, on X, on YouTube. If you're tuning in there on Facebook, I also put it in the comments with the link as well. So we're very close to breaking back up on SPY, but the RSI is still not over 50. We do have the crossover on the MACD, and we do have, somewhat of a move with some volume. So there's a few things that it's like a little bit mixed. RSI is about to cross over and become more bullish, but it's not quite there yet. But there is a few signals that showing us some more strength coming in. MACD crossover, and the volume is, trying to come in a little bit here. On the verge of breaking back up. From the Mag 7, I mean, Microsoft's red, Meta's red, Amazon's red, Nvidia is red. So there is a lot of red, but they can go red to green pretty quickly. See what Nvidia is doing. Nvidia is lagging a little bit here. Meta lagging, still on the downwards trend. Amazon looks a little better than the others. Microsoft looks also a little bit better. These candles got a lot of wicks on the top and the bottom on these green candles. Let's see, it's trying to move now. We've got the RSI above 50, looking a little stronger. A little stronger coming in on the buy side. RSI is trying to get above 50 and hold above 50. MACD's crossed over. Looking good for a little bounce here. I wanted to short Roma, but it wasn't available to short. It said that it was too high a risk on my platform. How dare they prevent me from shorting something? Now it's got a nice wick down, a nice candle down and halted down from the 8. So I so wanted to short it. Just because if you zoom out, it did actually top out around the 8s as well. Last time it moved up and dropped right off afterwards. So that would have been a very nice gain if my platform let me short it. I guess they want to restrict me, which is Not good. Don't like that. Let me be the risk taker here. PLTR is ripping. Yeah, PLTR is up 2% today. Outperformer of the day, yeah, they're involved in defense, right? So they're gonna get a nice bump. Look at that 2 hour. This is very nice. Because initially we got that nice, let me quickly just roughly put it, right? We got this nice little channel moving up. Then we got this little pullback here, and you can see resistance every time we got the wick to the top. And then right now, we're breaking over that and getting a very nice buy signal on this 2 hour time frame on the EMA 921 crossover right here. So it's looking very good, like you say, Paul. This could start retesting the 160 soon. If that momentum continues, I would definitely aim for this area back up here, 160. Where did I draw this box from? All right, that's a pretty good box. Every time it touches this box, bottom or top of it bounces pretty nicely. So I like that. So like 160 calls would be pretty nice. Maybe go a week out, so you're not, so close to expiration. You may be able to catch the move into next week. Maybe 160 calls could be the play here. Play it up to that level here. Try to get that move. I do like that opportunity, and you can get next week's expirations and still be able to just take profit tomorrow if it decides to push to 160 by tomorrow, and you don't want to risk it over the weekend. You can just take your profit into tomorrow, but at least you have a little buffer on that expiration. So yeah, 2 hour nice clean buy signal. Still bearish. I mean, we are above that EMA 921, but we have not got a crossover yet. So it's still it's still bearish overall trend. It may have bumped up here, but it's still not got a buy signal. So it's still, for me, a bearish trend until we see that. So I'm still going to be more towards that neutral bearish sentiment right now, even with this little bump. I may be just adding to my contracts, to be honest with you. Okay, those contracts, I'm gonna add, let me see, maybe just add one here. No, I'm not gonna add one. I'm just gonna hold that one for now. I don't want to add until under 670. Maybe I add one more. I don't want to add up here in this box. So that's just going to be the one. I'm going to keep that one contract. And if we lose 670 again, I add one more and average down a little bit. Probably by then it may be close to my entry again. Yeah, I do. I mean, you can also put key levels on your chart here, and they will give you previous days levels and pre-market levels. And we're right with, that's why I see 670 is a very key level. It's also that low, and then it goes back as well over here. So I'd add another one to my position if we lose 670 again. So that's my plan here. Here we go. Here comes the drop again. This candle's got about 2 minutes left. So if that can get under 670 and close back under it, then I can see this going down again. Oh, look at Roma now. That son of a... I hate my broker. Roma's down to the 5s. I could have easily shorted that from the 8s. I'm going to be giving them a call after this. Screw you. I'm going to tell them, take my money out, go somewhere else. All right, we got the drop. Let's see if it holds. We've got about 1:40 for this candle to drop, to close. If it closes down here and we get that momentum again to the sell side, then this thing's going to make a new low day. It's puts, not calls. The move is to the downside at the moment, so I wouldn't be jumping in calls at this moment. But we got about a minute left, right? And we're hovering around that 670. So if we can close under 670 again, this thing looks like it's going to take out that daily low again. I'll retest that. We see what happens, right? And move that out the way. Twenty seconds for this candle to close. Patience is definitely needed for this. 10 seconds left. We are below 670. And that next candle, we're going to get a nice big follow through, or it's going to just be choppy and bounce right back up. Let's see. But looking good. There we go. Candle closed. Let's see what this candle does. Anyone in SPY puts in the Discord or on socials? It looks really nice here. Me. Yeah, that's it. That's what the market wants. It wants to set it on fire. So those puts are back at entry, the first entry that we got after we got the 370 to 430. So we got a nice trade there, but this could be a bigger move down here. As long as this continues like this, we get a nice little bump down. Look at previous days price action. What a mess. Look at that. Moved all the way and then dropped all the way down like 8 points from high day. Yesterday was a little choppy. The actual nice cleanest move of yesterday was after hours. But this was a little choppiness yesterday, and then after hours got the cleanest trend all day long. And now we're trending down, but it's not the cleanest trend down. Second trade on SPY for me, 340 entry. Should be around break even, probably around that 340 now. What's this stock do? I'm sorry, guys. This sometimes takes a little bit longer than normal, right? I mean, the first trade played out good, but this second trade may take a little bit longer to play out. Could be a little stubborn here. But I do have to get out of here in about 6 minutes, so I can get ready for that coaching stream here as well. Hopefully we can nuke this down before then. Also, I'm gonna put in the chat Traders Paradise information, in-person event, right? So a lot of learning, a lot of live trading, stuff that you can't really learn over the internet or over the Discord, right? In-person event is so much easier to digest, understand in person. So we got that Traders Paradise coming up in June in Nashville. If you want to join us, I'm gonna put that in the chat. There's a little video there. And also you can open a support ticket if you want more information. Nikki will definitely help you in a support ticket, get that information and hopefully get you signed up if you want to join us. A lot of strategies, learning new strategies that you can make passive income from, not just naked options. You're going to make, selling options and making money there passively, which are, could be much easier and much more consistent for you. So there's a lot of learning strategies, a lot of interaction, live trading at market open sometimes as well. We'll be doing during that event. So if you want more information, watch that video and then also open a support ticket. Love to see you guys in person. Rag to Riches tomorrow. Yeah, we have that live stream tomorrow. Yeah, there's a few members in here. Adrian was there last year as well. He said it was amazing. It was a very good, great experience, especially meeting you guys live and like doing this live in person, getting to know you more, getting to know kind of what you're looking for in the future. And it was really good, really amazing. So would love to see some new people there. Sailor Brown's funny. I think TNT was the one that kind of stayed awake the longest. We all passed out. She's just keeping us awake all the way to the end of the night, shutting the place down. So yeah, okay. So SPY falling down. Got a wick to the top. We got a red candle forming right now. It's just a little flat today, but I would like to see now at the end of the stream for it just to nuke and us all to leave in a happy mood. For the second time. So okay, those puts still nice. They're green again. Nice and green again. Let's see if we can get through that low day to really get us going here on the profit side. Excuse me. Is Richard coming this year, or is he in timeout or something? Richard, did he get a bath? He needed a bath. The last time I saw him, I feel like he needed a Clorox bath. Brush him a little bit for this event. Give him a little bow tie. He got kidnapped. probed by the magic bus outside. He probably just got lost. Come on, put a little bow tie on him, clean him up, make him look dapper. Is this a dog or a bloke? Come and find out, JWAG. That's your key to Trader's Paradise, finding out what is Richard. Who is Richard? Who is Richard? Okay, so we're getting a big, nice red candle. Let's get the follow through. Come on, let's get that going. Let's get that max profit finally. We're back to the 390s, nearly $4. There we go, over $4 a contract again. There we go. Here we go. Man, I'm sweating bullets over here. Come on, get this going already. 668 puts, nice and green again, guys. If you're a little bit red there on the bump up, like I said, the trend is still red. It's not no reversal on those bumps. So we got that put back up to 420 a contract, over 420 to 425. Let's get the big nuke down on this one. You guys are pulling my leg. I'm gonna have to stay here for 5 more minutes, see what happens. Petco's getting a nice bump today. Remember Petco Wolf? That was like a meme stock as well. Wolf was definitely a meme stock. Petco's up 34% today. So we got Chili's up 41%, and then we have Bumble up 34%. So these are definitely doing very well, holding up okay. But Chili's is the surprise for me. That company finally making some better, earnings. Because that stock looked rough for so long, and now maybe in a reversal. There we go. We're going down to a new low of day, guys. New low forming here. Anyone taking profits in those puts, or are you trying to hold out for as much as possible? I mean, it's a little risky holding, but we're still up to the 430s. We're making new highs on those puts, so that's very nice. I'm actually going to stick a stop loss in place now. I'm not taking a loss on those puts anymore. I think I'm just going to stick at break even. Who cares? This was just all a show for you guys anyways. But yeah, I'm going to do break even on that put, and not going to be in a loss like I did on that bump there. Let's see if we can get the follow through. Yeah, I'm still in that SPY put, but I'm not going to hold it down anymore. Not going to be in this bounceroo trading. Not financial advice, exactly. None of this is financial advice. This is just a whole entertainment for you. It's like watching Stranger Things. It's just entertainment. It's like a show. Okay, so hit the wrong button by accident. Took profit and kept a runner. Good stuff, Adrian. Like that. I can't be here. I'm gonna get off at 10:40. Okay, so another 7 more minutes, and then I'll take a break for the coaching in 20 minutes. But I would love to see another red candle like that one. So let's see if we get that follow through, so I can get out of here and take my profits. Even Fossil, you remember the good old Fossil watch? They're up 18% today too. Man, those watches are still, people still buying them. Here we go. All right, I like that. What do we got now on our contract? Still for 440 contract. Oh, nice. Here we go. 442. Zoom out to the 30-minute now and see what we got. So yeah, 30 minutes looking good. Look at that move under this fib retracement up here was the 670, right? So if I get rid of this line even, you can see the next key level 666.38. So we're not far off that. Another point, and then we're down to that level, down to that 78% retracement from that high all the way down. And then if it really does decide to just follow through there, then we just retrace all the way down to the bottom of that start on Monday. And then this whole week was a wash. What's going on over here? Nice green candle. So watch out, guys. Don't take a loss in that trade right there. Second time opportunity to take profit. Not worth trying to take a loss on this when you had two opportunities to take solid profit now. From 370s to the 440 area. So those contracts are very nicely printed, very nicely. Yeah, so ATPC not made it over 575 yet. Let's see where that one is. Yeah, it's bouncing. A lot of volume coming in here. So yeah, we'll see what it does at VWAP, right? In 3 minute. If we can get over that 575, then I think we're game to move this back to 6, at least short term. But yeah, it's every time it hits that VWAP, we got some resistance. All right, 3 more minutes. You guys have any questions before I jump on out? If you're in this trade and you're in profit, make sure you have a plan. Don't just watch it and let yourself go red in a trade that you're nice and green in. Make sure you protect your profits. Put stop loss in, put a trade in stop, whatever you'd like to do that makes you feel a bit more comfortable in taking this trade or staying in the trade. Make sure you have that in place, okay? Because I would hate to see you guys just watch your position go from nice and green to red. So that's why I put my my stop loss at break even. So if I just either wasted about an hour of my life in this trade, and I left with nothing, but no losses, or I get a very good handsome profit that we discussed in the coaching in 20 minutes, because it looks like it wants to go down to 666, and we may just get a nice payday in that stream today. So it's new low of day as well. So there you go. I'm going to look through the chat, see if there's any questions. Those puts are up to 447. So there you go. A nice, successful 1 winning trade out of 1 trade. You don't need to do 20 trades. You could just focus on 1 and follow it through. and then leave and don't overtrade. Just things that I've gone through. Overtrading doesn't get you anywhere. Just gets you in the yo-yo effect where you're just like fighting, okay, I lost and then a win and then maybe 2 wins and then you're a little bit overconfident and want to go again. And at that point, it's just gambling. It's just better to get your goals, meet the goals, take the profit, get out and just move on with your day and enjoy the rest of your life for, for that day. And then you do it again tomorrow. Trade for an hour or so and get out of there. We don't need to be stuck looking at screens all day long and trying to squeeze out little trades. So yeah, I'm about to leave in 1 minute. I'm gonna jump on out of here. Thank you guys, and I will see you in the coaching. You can DM me if you want. If you don't see my link there and you want more information about coaching, just click my name in the chat, okay? Because there's some spammers out there that try to take my name. Just click on the actual messages that I put around the Discord. Click on that, right click, and DM me if you want more information. And you want to chat about coaching or premium. We also have daily live streams as well for live trading, so you get a bit more with getting premium. So yeah, your coaching, my coaching starts in 20 minutes. I'll see you there. Thank you guys. I'm out.